hello students, a lot of students come to us and for the myriad of reasons that they want to put off CAT preparation. One of the most common is CAT अगर करेंगे MBA करना है तो I should know what work feels like. Therefore, I will gain 2 years of experience after graduation before doing an MBA, and then the MBA will make more sense for me. If you are going for work experience just to get a feeling of what it is like, it will not really help you in your MBA. Right? Because if you look at the facts, you will realize that most of the students who actually get into these top colleges are freshers or people with less than a year of experience, right? Now, when a company comes to that campus, it also realizes that most of the students would be freshers or thereabouts, and therefore most of the roles that are brought to these colleges will also be on those lines. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि job करना is a problem. All I'm saying is, as your job experience increases, the probability of you getting a good profile in the colleges will actually decrease, not increase. Of course, over the years, the average work experience in colleges has seen an upward trend. But again, if you're someone who's saying, I will start preparing after 2 years, there is a chance you might not actually get into a college after 2 years. Therefore, don't work for the heck of working. That is what you should look at. There are definitely some colleges, for example, ISB Hyderabad, this is an executive program, so there is mandatory work ex requirement. I am Bangalore, I am Lucknow, SPJM, who tend to focus on students with work experience, and they will give them extra marks, will have an affinity towards those students. But more often than not, for most of the colleges, the majority of the crowd is actually freshers. So this is data from the IIM Ahmedabad work experiences. You'll realize that 34% of the students were freshers, 25% had experience in the range of 0 to 1 year. So 59, more than half of the students admitted to IIM Ahmedabad in the 18-20 batch were actually students who had experience of less than 1 year. So what this could actually mean is, as your experience increases, your chances for getting into IIM Ahmedabad decreases. I mean, could be a logical fallacy, but my point is, more often than not, the students that are selected are the ones who do not have work experience. So keeping it as a requirement for yourself does not make sense. What really happens is, if I break it down to you in terms of numbers, suppose you decide to take a break of 2 years and work. What will happen is, in year 1, because this is not a job that is a natural progression for me, I am taking this break just because I want to delay my MBA decision by 2 years. If from college you are getting a good opportunity, then it's a completely different issue. Then MBA is not something that you are trying to delay, but because you have a good exposure opportunity, you go for it. But in the cases where we are talking here, students think that work ex will help them. So what happens in that case is, invariably you will have an average salary about 5 odd lakhs for the first year, because you started working right after graduation. Second year 10% hike मिल गया, 5.5 के आसपास salary होगी. Third year में suppose MBA घुस गए, so 21-22 lakh fees होगी, or this is what you will be earning in the third and fourth year. Zero fees दोनों you will be in the MBA college. Versus if you go for an MBA right now, the first 2 years you will be paying the fees, so no earnings. This fees will be little less than what you will pay 2 years down the line. And after an MBA, you can look at salaries of 18-20 lakhs. Now, if you compare these two, you will realize this is giving you more money. More importantly, after year 4, if you compare these two students, this student has 2 years of management experience as well. So in terms of career also is a little ahead. When you drop a year, the year that you lose is not the year currently, but the last year of your working. And so if management is something that you're looking at, and there is, say, no natural progression that you have, it makes more sense to go in for MBA directly rather than trying to just fill your CV by saying, okay, I worked for 2 years. And logically speaking, if I look at the risk-taking ability of a student versus their work experience, as a fresher, you have 100% risk-taking ability. Whatever you do is technically a risk. As you start settling down in your profession, your risk-taking ability will decrease. So a fresher For a fresher, the opportunity cost, what they tend to lose, is close to nothing. But once you have worked, every year, if you switch from that job, the loss kind of increases. And therefore, if you are someone who is not sure of whether they should go for a job or an MBA, and MBA is something that you see yourself doing, it actually makes sense to go for an MBA. If you're very clear that there is a job progression that you see and therefore you want to chart a route, is a completely different issue. This is for people who are confused. जॉब करूं, एमबीए की तैयारी करूं, क्या करूं? अगर एमबीए सोच रहे हो तो एमबीए की तैयारी चालू कर दो. You will be in a better position in the next 3 to 4 years.